So let's talk about WandaVision. Episode 4 came out last week, which I think kind of broke the boundaries for people that, I think for people that really thought they were having a tough time following along, this is where the story kind of really breaks out and you kind of go, oh, that's what's going on. And we kind of told you, yo, stick with it because this show is not trash, right? What do you think, Joey?
No, you hit around the nose. Like, we said last episode, this is not a trash show. This is something you need to really focus on and really pay attention to all these minor details that were in the previous 3 episodes, because this 4th one really broke it down and we got a different perspective from 2 different angles. So we got the another Endgame perspective, in Spider-Man Far From Home, we saw when everybody got snapped back from Hulk, the kids landed in the gym, just reappeared. And now you got to see Monica Rambeau being who she was actually snapped, and she disappeared and then comes back, and you see the chaos of like everybody just kind of reappearing in the hospital, and just knowing that her mom, was responsible for creating S.W.O.R.D., which was,
right?
It was mind blowing. Like it was really dope.
Told the really dope revelations in this, and this is, like I said, back to my thought before, like I keep telling people roll with this, and they show you basically how Wanda's living in this sitcom world. She created this world. It's like, what is it, Westville or whatever?
Westville,
and there's there's a little part where the agents are on the outside of it. They're like, what's up with Westville? And the cop is like, there is no Westville. It's like, well, where are you guys from? We're from Eastville. It's like, so she created this whole thing to herself, basically to cope, like we said before, with Vision's death, and this is how she's doing it. And I was glad we got to see the part where she kicks Monica Rambeau out of the out of the atmosphere, whatever, out of that barrier part. I thought that was cool, where she finally got to use her powers. And we're seeing even in the previews that she's going to start doing more of Scarlet Witch type stuff. So people that are looking for where's the hero stuff, it's coming, guys. You just had that little slow burn up to this point, because they're telling a story here that's gonna, at the end game, pun intended, is going to be big, where hopefully that's where they introduce mutants into the Marvel universe, I think. What do you think, Joey?
For sure. I think we're on that same path. I think this thing is going to unfold something crazy. And where I kind of felt like I saw this episode, maybe that I was trying to kind of trying to put together in the 3rd episode, was that I know when, Monica Rambeau says, it's all Wanda. Yeah. I'm kind of thinking, yeah, it is. But I think somebody has control over her. She's like, somebody's with her in this whole process, helping her use her magic in this way. Somebody's like got her on like some type of hypnosis or something like that. And I'm feeling that because, you're watching from, some of these, like the supporting cast members, like Darcy from the Thor movies. She's kind of like analyzing a bunch of this stuff and seeing this anomaly that they're in, and seeing that, and even Jimmy Woo, who's also an amazing supporting cast from the Ant-Man movie. It's kind of seeing what we're seeing.
It's cool because they have that whole Truman Show kind of look, where they're looking inside the reality and seeing what's going on. It's playing like a sitcom, and the agents are like, what's going on? There's a sitcom with the Avengers? What is this? It's like, this is the world she created. So it's so dope, man. I think like the writing's been on point, and people that know it's coming, for the real true fans like us, it's like super, like we're geeked out. But people, I think, now that have been kind of like confused, now is like your aha moment, I think, and it's gonna really just move like 20 steps ahead from here. That's my feeling on it.
And I think it's dope that, these guys, from S.W.O.R.D. that are watching, like how we're watching it, are just as confused or just as curious as we are on like what's gonna happen next. They're like just as invested as we are.
They represent the audience, basically. Like that's exactly.